Media madness. And, you know, I may be overdoing this. And if I am, please write me. Bill@BillO'Reilly.com, Bill@BillO'Reilly.com. Look, my audience is very sophisticated and knowledgeable. You wouldn't be here if you weren't. You'd be watching some other dopey cable thing where you learn nothing and all they do is whataboutism and spout these nonsensical things. But here, we are very incisive and analytical in what we do. So just by the fact that you are listening and watching, you know a lot. So what is happening now is that the corporate media is concerned that Donald Trump may win. And that's from the very beginning. But now, after 2 assassination attempts, it's getting to be very intense in NBC, ABC, CBS, CNN, in those corridors. Very intense. Now, I told you yesterday that Lester Holt, the NBC Nightly News anchorman, gave an introduction to the Florida shooting situation. Remember, the Secret Service shot at the would-be assassin. And he was getting hammered. Holt was getting hammered by conservatives. But I said I wanted to look into it more and see what the whole thing was, the arc. So let's do that now. Here's what Mr. Holt said. Go.
Today's apparent assassination attempt comes amid increasingly fierce rhetoric on the campaign trail itself. Mr. Trump, his running mate J.D. Vance continue to make baseless claims about Haitian immigrants in Ohio. This weekend, there were new bomb threats in that town.
Okay, it's a selective lead, but it's not wrong. Okay, he walked the line. He didn't mention the rhetoric on the other side, but you really couldn't in that context, all right? So fierce rhetoric is accurate. But on the left, on the Democratic side, it's worse, in my opinion, than what Trump and Vance are doing. Unless he didn't say that. But he was introducing, all right, a story about Trump and a possible motivating a situation. So I'm not going to condemn Lester for that. I would have written it differently, but I don't think he went out with ill intent. But his fellow NBC News person, Joe Scarborough, who specializes in ill intent, said this. Go.
You know, Donald Trump telling people in his audience to beat the hell out of any protesters or people they disagree with, and he will pay for their legal fines. The amount of violent rhetoric coming from one side really is unprecedented in modern American politics.
And then it's got Sharpton sitting there listening to it. One side. Is it violent rhetoric? One side. Not the other side. That's a lie. And I will prove it right now. Go.
It is language that is meant to divide us. It is language that I think people have rightly found similar to the language of Hitler.
It is well known that he admires dictators, wants to be a dictator on day one, according to himself. It is well known that he said of Putin that he can do whatever the hell he wants and go into Ukraine.
All right, false statements across the board by the vice president, no surprise. Dictator on day one was when Trump was talking about executive orders, that he was going to straighten out some things that Biden did by executive orders. And he didn't say, I want to be a dictator. He said on day one, I'm going to override all of Biden's executive orders by writing my own, so I'll be a dictator on day one. Okay? Harris knows that. I don't know if she's smart enough to process it, but she knows it. And the second one is that Putin can do whatever he wants. That was in the context of NATO has to pay its share of protective fees, because if they don't, the United States can't pick up the whole tab, and then Putin's going to be able to do what he wants. So when you have the Democratic side and their candidate coming on using the word Hitler and then distorting the whole thing, that's pretty fierce rhetoric, is it not? Hey, Bill O'Reilly here. America is at a breaking point. Record inflation, interest rates, debt. The last thing we need is more reckless government spending and higher taxes, and they could happen. But a Harris presidency could bring us into that zone, plus a hit to your retirement savings. So protect your savings with American Hartford Gold. They'll help you secure your retirement by diversifying with physical gold and silver. Start with a simple phone call. They'll guide you through the process, even deliver gold and silver right to your door, or place it directly in your IRA or 401k. Don't wait. These safe haven assets can protect you in an economic crisis. Call or text American Hartford Gold today. Tell them O'Reilly sent you to get up to $15,000 of free silver on qualifying orders. Call 866-501-5201. That's 866-501-5201. Or text Bill to 65532. Again, 866-501-5201 or text Bill to 65532. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.